Tell us who you are and where you're from and a little bit about yourself.
My name is Meg Roberts. I'm originally from Bismarck, North Dakota. I've lived here in Fargo for about 8 years now. I came here for school and studied at NDSU and got a BFA, a Bachelor of the Fine Arts in ceramics.
What ideas and issues do you explore in your work?
I explore ideas of community and connection in kind of a broad sense, and then specifically engaging people to address abortion stigma and reproductive justice issues in a way that's creating new healthy conversations, and then also bringing people together simply to help their neighbors or promote compassion.
How do you engage the public or specific groups or individuals in your work?
With the Plants for Patients projects, one of the things that I do is I organize a number of community events. So I gather ceramic artists together to actually throw planters and make ceramic ware that then community members come together and plant them and write notes of support. And so it engages people kind of along the process in a way that gives people different entry points based on their skill sets. Some people, are really great at making pots, but aren't necessarily as comfortable writing a note of support or, wordsmithing or doing some like office work or things like that. So my goal is to sort of just create a framework for people to engage in different ways that align with their values or their particular gifts.
What will you be doing this week at the museum and in our community?
So over the past month, we have been working in the Plains Center for Creativity to make roughly about 150 planters with 15 ceramic artists. And then those will be planted by the community during the Thursday Night Live event, where people will also come together and write notes of support. And so it forms this big sort of like planting party workshop where I'm hoping, it's going to bring a pretty diverse group of people together. And then also for the Tuesday lunch launch, then we'll gather and have a conversation about more so, I think, finding and helping marginalized groups of people in our community and addressing kind of issues of overlooked groups of people, but then also addressing kind of abortion stigma or just talking a little bit about my work. And then how people can actually kind of do something with that. Sometimes it's not enough to have something that you're just passionate about, but it's like, okay, well, what is the next step? What are you going to do next? And what is your individual contribution going to be?
What do you hope people take away from their involvement with you this week?
I hope that they learn a little bit about stigma in our community. There are a lot of things that necessarily we don't address as a collective, and so I'm hoping this sort of broadens people's ideas of how we support our neighbors, a little bit about how art and healing go hand in hand and how that can actually positively affect an entire group of people.
Is there anything else you'd like people to know about you or your work?
I think I realized over the past sort of year of doing this work, and then a couple of other bodies of work that I have also, that I learned what drives my work in a way that I didn't anticipate. I've worked at coffee shops for like the last 10 years, and sometimes this hasn't always been great experiences, and sometimes it has been. And when I really started digging into why that was so fulfilling for me, I realized that even in these short 5-minute genuine interactions with people, I had the power to change somebody's day for the better or worse. With my 5 minutes of time and presence, I could make their day just a little bit better. Or not. And I think that that's the same way I approach my work, is that with the 5 minutes maybe that you interact with it, whether it's at a planting event or whether it's my sculptural work or what have you, I want it to do the same thing. Like, I just want to take that opportunity in that 5 minutes to add value to your experience in some way.
And lastly, what is your question of the week?
What does practicing compassion look like?
All right, thank you very much.